Give me 10 seconds. Don't blink. If the mirror doesn't breathe, you can click away. 3 in the morning, a quiet apartment. A man wakes because someone in the room is crying. He lives alone. No one else is there. The sound isn't coming from the window or the hallway. It's coming from the mirror on the wall. The glass fogs like a warm face just pressed to it. Then a handprint appears on the inside, tiny, wet. The little fingers splay, each bead of water catching the dim light. He walks closer. He lays his palm on the glass. It's ice cold. The print won't smear. He doesn't scream. He does what grown-ups do when the impossible walks in. Rename it. Draft. Stress. Overtired. He goes to work. Before he leaves, he drapes a towel over the mirror, tucks the edges deep, drags a chair against the wall to pin it. That night the room smells like damp cloth. The chair has been moved. The towel lies crumpled on the floor. Across the fogged glass, written slowly from the inside with a fingertip, are 3 words. I see you. You'd call it a prank if someone else had a key. He doesn't. He stands there and waits until the fog thins and his reflection climbs back out. He says his name out loud, testing whether the man in the glass will echo him wrong. He doesn't. Everything matches except the feeling that something on the other side is looking through the surface, not at it. The next night, the crying returns. Between breaths, a patient tapping on the glass, counting 1 by 1. He watches from the doorway. The mirror starts to glow from within, as if a small moon is trapped behind it, and the room inside the frame isn't his bedroom anymore. It's a long, narrow space turned black by heat. The ceiling sags. The walls are scorched. Ash drifts like gray snow. Somewhere, metal ticks as it cools. In the center of that burned-out room stands a child. Gray skin, thin arms, eyes too dark and too steady. It doesn't yell. It doesn't move much at all. It just looks. Then a small hand presses to the inside of the glass. Out here, beside last night's mark, a fresh wet print blooms. He goes looking for the kind of truth you can hold in your hands. Old names for the building. Digitized clips behind paywalls. A headline from 1979. A children's home. A bad heater. A playroom that lit like paper. Everyone out but one boy. Items recovered from the ruins. Bent metal chairs. A coat tree. A soot-stained mirror with a warped frame. The auction number matches the old hardware sticker, still half stuck to the back edge of his. You'd think knowing would help. It doesn't. Near midnight he sits on the bed, facing the covered glass, and says the kind of things adults rarely say to objects. I'm sorry. I don't know you. I can't get you back to 1979. The air gets heavy, the way electricity sometimes does. The towel lifts at one corner, falls, and slides off like whoever is behind it just took a breath and liked how it felt. The mirror shows his room again, but the angles are pinched, like the walls leaned inward. In the reflection, the lamp flickers, though the bulb above him burns steady. Behind the shoulder of the man in the glass, where the real wall is blank, a doorway opens onto the burned room. The gray child stands in that doorway. It exists only in the reflection, not in the air he can touch. He says his name. Not to introduce himself, he's measuring the depth of the hole. The child tilts its head, listening. It taps 3 times on the inside of the glass. Soot behind it curls up like steam. And for the first time, those eyes blink. Adults draw lines like paint on a road. Not here, not with me. He says it that way not as a challenge, but as a boundary he hopes will hold. The answer comes in letters. I see you. The handwriting is slow and patient. That's the scariest kind. The apartment slides back into the small math of night. Pipes flexing, a clock counting softly, a little wind under the door. He lies down without turning off the light. If you stare at the ceiling long enough, the dark pulls into one heavy shape. Where the night is heaviest, the mirror waits. He wakes not to crying or tapping, but to breathing. Not above his own, or beneath it exactly with it, paired up, like the room learned how his lungs work and decided to keep pace. In the glass, his reflection smiles, a small private smile. Out here, his mouth doesn't move. Behind the shoulder of the man in the mirror, that doorway is still open. Ash keeps turning in slow spirals. Why not smash the mirror? People try. Broken glass only turns one door into many. Why not move? people do. Some things don't stay with the room. They stay with the person. Tomorrow he'll call a contractor, patch a wall, take down a mirror, maybe change to a warmer bulb. Daytime decisions are traffic cones. Night has its own roads. Here's the part that sticks. I see you isn't a greeting. It's a map. One end is nailed to a burned playroom in 1979. The other end is inside a living chest. If you wanted a neat ending, you won't get one. Stories like this close with one breath locking into another, and a smile that only exists in glass. While I'm telling you this, somewhere very ordinary, a mirror is fogging from the inside. You gave me 10 seconds and stayed. That's long enough for the map to add one more point of light. If those words show up where you live, don't panic if they aren't written for you. Sometimes they only want you to know they can see him. Sometimes that's all they need to keep moving. And if you stay quiet long enough, you just might hear 2 breaths sinking on the other side of the glass.